Next job we're going to be doing is putting out some 18612. So I'm just going with a blanket now across now, 1 bag to the acre, which is 50 kilos per acre of 18612. Just the reason I went from 27, 2.5, 5 to this is just this will give me hopefully a more even growth. For the silage, I wanted that kick at the start of the year just to get it out early. But with the 18612, just want a bit more of a nice, consistent, even growth. With the extra P and K as well, that'll give you a healthier plant. So like I said, we're going out with 50 kilos per acre, not heavy. Trying to get it out now, so basically I'll have me June, July into August spread, and then maybe do half a bag maybe of something in August. Again, a blanket one, and that should see me out till the end of the year. Hoping then as well to cut another 100 bales, like I said in the last video that I done. Going with a bag and a half plus slurry on that ground. Again, not going to try and get a heavy crop, even though the last one was very heavy, just trying to get a bit of quality into it. But hopefully, like I said, the 18612 will give us that sort of more even growth and more consistent growth over the rest of the grazing season, seeing as it's going back into the grazing platform. So, had to laugh last night. We were playing five-a-side, or well, playing, that's a very loose term. I just go and kind of walk around and do that old man thing of make an attempt for the ball but don't really go. But anyway, one of the lads happy that I used to work with, he asked me about the bales. In the last video he was saying, geez, I got a lot of bales and how much is that going to cost and everything, and I said, geez, maybe about 18, 19, 17, 18, 19 euro bale, I suppose, cut and drawn in and things like that. And he says, Jesus, he says he's trying to work it out in his head, and he goes, what, 5.5, 6 grand or whatever? And I said, yeah. And what I forgot to mention to him was there's about 2.5 grand of that out on the land as it is at the minute. So there's a lot of big outgoings in this farming crack, but shh, we're making money. Don't tell the other half, it's fine. We like doing it. We're making money, just, we're not, but shh, keep it to yourself. So, I've been at this for a couple hours now. So nearly finished on the last load now, and I look like Mickey Mouse with these things on, it's the only way we can hear the music. So, just in this paddock here, you see the difference. This got some slurry after the silage, and that didn't. So you can see the difference there with the P and nitrogen values in the slurry. So this just got about half a bag, 3/4 of a bag of fertiliser per acre, and then that's going to get a bag. I have the 2 to do down there, the 2 last paddocks, and that's it done. But it's good to get it over and done with, because this tractor is not a nice place to be for more than an hour. But yeah, we get it finished. So I got a bit of an unexpected job there today. So farm on there said, would you do a bit of wrapping? And I says, yes, I will. So they're just drawing them in there, so they're lined up. So our weapon of choice today is a Ford 5030, a McHale wrapper. So a few funny stories about wrapping over the years, usually me fucking up, but we'll have a chat about that later on. But I'll just get these few going anyway. We wrapped about 15, 20 in the yard, everything went well. So milking this morning, went home, done my own bits and pieces, and came back here today. So we'll hop in this and we get going. So onward, my mighty steed. The one thing I will say about this though is I'm 6'1", and look at the room I have in this cab for a small tractor. Little 4-cylinder tractor on a wrapper is enough. What do you need a big massive yoke for? So look at it, automatic closing doors and everything. So yeah, little manual tractor, great job. So what we're going to do is just talk through what you have to do here. So just let off this bale first. And then what we'll do now is just talk our process through. So bale's let off, you bring down your babe, let up your bale, get her up onto the deck, let her down. Jeez, you fell down, hold on a second, hold on. You alright? You okay? Hold on, I get you again. Right, okay. Right, so into your next bale then. Pick her up, What I like to do is just pick this up and go back about a foot or two, and that way there, if you get stuck, you're not caught too badly. So I'll let that down. Now start wrapping this bit. So 16 revolutions, no clock, you have to count it. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Open the knife there, sorry. Bring that down. Now the tipper. Put it with the knife. Just drop that down. Spin your bed around again. Put your bale up. And rinse and repeat. So we're going again. So put up your next bale. Reverse back a little bit. That's enough. Drop it and wrap. That's them just drawn in there, so it dies to the front loader and rear, and what they're doing is just lining up for me, and then I just go drive along the side, and it saves me having to drive around the field, and then the bales are just going in to the side of that hedge, so at least they're not getting busted around the place either. So I'll tell you about the first time I ever went rapping, and years ago there, it must have been 14, 15 years ago now, but one of the lads left school and we lost touch or whatever, and then a couple of years later bumped into him whatever, and we got friendly again, Paddy, and Paddy's uncle had left him a contracting business there, and Paddy took it over. And we were chatting one day, we were drinking in town or whatever, and he says, I'm stuck for someone to rap and blah, 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 and all this. And I said, sure, I piped up them, and I said, sure, I'll rap for you. How hard can it be? How very, very hard. Very hard. That's how hard it was. But anyway, I didn't know that at the time, so went over to his yard and we rapped 2 bales in the yard or whatever, and it went horribly wrong, but they said, look, it'll be all right tomorrow, it'll be fine, you'll get the hang of it. So anyway, arrived down at this old people's yard anyway, and in by this little derelict, what I thought was a derelict house, was actually their house. How I didn't knock it going in, I do not know. There was millimetres either side. And Paddy says to me, how'd you get in the gate? And I says, I came in by the house. He went white as a sheet and he says, there's double gates over there. I looked over my shoulder, and about 20 yards from the house was, and there were double gates into the field anyway. Coming over the hill then, drawing the bales down, and they were lining them up like they are here now, but coming down the hill there was this farmer with no top on, and he was obese. And if you're watching this, you know exactly who you are too, because he was there the first day. And the tits were bouncing left, right and centre, up and down, so they were. And do you know what, I tell this story now, and over the years I used to be laughing about it, but now I am the farmer with the tits bouncing up and down. I am the obese farmer, so I can't be laughing anymore. But anyway, the morning up until dinner time, it went horribly. Like, I mean, I didn't know what I was at. I was letting bales off too early, dropping them behind me, and then when I picked up the bale in front, I couldn't let it off, and the bales weren't in line. They were lined up alright, but then they were a bit awkward to drive along, and I was too far away or too close, and it was a disaster. Stuff you learn over the years of doing it or whatever, but it was just horrible. Like, and we had 200 bales to do that day. We stopped at dinner time. We went down to a place called the Shantully, and geez, I was crying into my chicken curry. I didn't need salt in that dinner because my tears were flavouring it. It was just horrendous. But anyway, we muggled through it that day, and I done a bit of the summer then with him as well, and had to laugh. Then afterwards, his cousin then, I went working or whatever, and his cousin was kind of rapping one day for him, and I said, messing to Paddy, I says, So your man was with us, and I says, who's better, me or him? And he goes, oh, you're both the same. And I turned around to him, I says, you must be shite. So and pushed and laughing in his face. But like, they were good times, like, back then. Like, today's gone well now, and surprising how well it went. I've wrapped a few times since, and like I said, I'm not a good pilot or anything, but today's going well now. So when it goes well like this, you enjoy doing stuff like that. Okay, so there's a blight warning tonight, so we have to spray. So we're using a bit of proximal, so I think it's 100 ml in the knapsack there. So we'll just spray the potatoes now, so hopefully they'll keep the blight away. So hope you enjoyed that video. Just a quick overview of what we're doing the last while. So the last week now has been a bit hectic. That night we were wrapping, that was last week. Finished at 9 o'clock the next day, then in milking, finished at 11 o'clock that night. The next day then we had the weekend off, and then Monday was milking again in the morning, and then we were drawing in bales, we finished there at 2 o'clock in the morning. Tuesday I wrapped the bales that we drawed in, and then Wednesday then I was there till about 11 o'clock drawing and wrapping again. So I think altogether over there they made 350 bales, so a good crop of stuff. So it was good to get it in and get it done. Haven't wrapped, like I said, in years, and you know what, probably went the best it was. When you're a young fella, you're kind of worried about doing things wrong, whereas when you're older, you know all the mistakes that you made, and you take it that little bit handier and everything. So it's one of those jobs that it's a pain in the ass, but at the same time I don't mind doing it. Wrapping bales isn't too bad. So I hope you enjoyed it, and in the next video we have a few little new additions coming, so keep an eye out for that. So hope you enjoyed, and sure luck, we'll see you next week in the next one.